The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Okay, students, this is your 5-minute warning. I repeat, 5-minute warning.
Silence. This is the 5-minute warning with Reuben Brown, happening right now.
What's up? What's up in the house? How's everybody doing tonight? It is the 5-minute warning. And once again, you are speaking with Reuben Brown. Hope everybody's having a great night. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had an even better week. And of course, the usual suspects in the house. We got AG
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
and Mo B.
What's going on, man?
I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, Ruben. Before you get started, I like the mic closer to your mouth. It helps me in the end.
Like you need it closer than this. I mean, is that good?
No, it's the same way before you start acting crazy.
I mean, I can't eat it. I mean, I can. Just what's up? Is this
Okay.
not good? This good?
No, you're just much lower than everybody else. I noticed it last podcast.
Oh, I didn't do it.
All good.
Hold on.
Somebody else did it apparently.
I hate both of you so much. Let's see here. Surprisingly, I do not have. Well, it comes up to 3. How about now? No,
Nope, same level.
I don't know why it's so low.
Me
How
neither.
about that?
That'll be fine.
Okay. Well, good. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Yep, there goes the Wi-Fi. Beautiful. So, it's been a crazy week. And it's going to be even a crazier episode because we're going to start out with the important stuff first. Then we're going to get into some foolishness. But then again, I mean, that's kind of how it always goes into anyway. So, not necessarily important. But for the first time on record, last week, the former president, Donald J. Trump, came out and told everybody, hey, I got vaccinated and you should too. And he was met with a whole bunch of boos. Boo. And then, of course, he's like, hey, you know what? That's okay. You got your freedoms. But I took the vaccine. If it don't work, I mean, you'll be the first to know. I mean, but me turning red is not a side effect of the vaccine. That's just what I do. He didn't say that, but he probably should have. But yeah, Alabama, where he was, is the lowest state at 36% of its population having been fully inoculated. And I feel confident in making a statement that most of that is the Alabama Crimson Tide football team. So, with that being said, 8 months after he got vaccinated, he comes out to let everybody know. Too little, too late. Moby, what do you think?
I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point what he says, man. Like his recklessness for pretty much a year and a half has made it so now that anything he says, I mean, it's almost irrelevant. Like people already have their opinions formulated. His followers already have their opinions formulated and shaped by him. So now even people who hear him say that are going to feel like, oh, they're just making him say that.
Gotcha. AG?
I just thought it was kind of odd. I thought about it after we talked on Thursday. And I thought it was kind of odd that when he got vaccinated the first time, which was public knowledge, he got vaccinated with a cocktail when he got sick while he was still president. And I don't recall anybody actually calling it a vaccination. I don't recall anybody actually, I don't recall any of his base being upset that he got vaccinated, even though he railed against it the entire time. And then when he got out of the hospital, out of Bethesda, they cheered him.
Yeah, but when he was in the hospital, initially they were saying that they gave him antibodies. That's why they avoided calling it a vaccine. So they never said he got the vaccine. Now
Well,
we know what that meant, but because they never came out and said that, he was able to, pretty much
well,
ride it out.
well.
So
Hold
that's
on for
all
a
it took.
second. No, I think we're talking two different things. So when he got COVID, he went into the vaccine. When he was in the hospital, he got that cocktail that the crazy lady in Houston was talking about that could save everybody's life, and clearly it did a whole bunch of nothing.
Actually, I don't know if that's what he got.
No,
No,
he didn't get that.
no, that is what he got.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
what happened was in January when it first came out, the actual vaccine first came out. Him and his wife they got stabbed before he left office, but he never came out publicly and said anything about that because that's the situation. Because he was one of the first people to get vaccinated, but he never came out publicly and said anything. He kind of just left it and hey, they stole the election from me, and that's all he was at that time. But no, he got vaccinated before he left office. He got
I
the
mean,
actual vaccination before he left office.
well,
And the
yeah, I mean,
head wipe.
I knew that, but what I'm saying is that wasn't really public knowledge. Like AG was saying, it was public
Correct.
knowledge. I'm like, no, it
No,
wasn't public knowledge that he had got the vaccine.
no,
So
on
when he got
purpose.
sick the first time, everything that went down wasn't public.
No, that stuff that he got was that stupid cocktail that Moby's greatest friend in Houston was talking about that that would save everybody that didn't save nobody.
Really?
Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he got some complete. He got that. I can't. It starts with an R, and I can't remember the name of it. I
So
was
he
about to say
really got that
Rohypnol.
stuff. Some doctors in Bethesda gave the president that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Never
yeah,
mind. Then.
and it didn't do anything because it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's crazy. And then he publicly, yeah, I got stabbed, and you should too. And they're like, boo, who are you? You ain't nobody. And they pretty much turned on him, which I thought was hilarious.
Man, they didn't turn on him. They just booed what he was saying because the people that support him, once again, like I was watching on CNN with somebody was like, well, the president, the former president got it. And he was like, no, I think he just said that because, they're making him say that. So like I
Yeah,
said, man, these people got their opinions, man, and you ain't going to change their mind. Like I feel like you keep trying to talk about these people with reason and logic, man, and that shit's stupid because they not trying to hear that. They not here for your logic, man.
that's possibly true.
Ain't no
So-
possibly.
It's true.
Ain't no possibly. That is 100% what it is. They not here for your logic.
And that's kind of, even though I have my facts wrong, the spirit of what I was saying is still true. They wanted to believe what they wanted to believe, and they cheered a guy that, based on his words, punked out and took anything. So I'm like, they pick and choose what they want to believe based on what's convenient and based on what rocks their narrative. And so this is kind of the same thing. It just went horribly wrong because now he's just like, y'all need to take the vaccine. He's like, what, please? So it's kind of the same thing. It's just, they just believe what they want to believe.
yeah, even the governor, who's a Republican, pretty much said the unvaccinated folks are to blame for COVID's resurgence in Alabama. I was like, damn, you blame your own people, but I guess if you real, you with it, you real. And they're just like, whatever.
I mean,
Which-
where's the lie?
I mean, I don't see one. And then, literally, like a day or two later, FDA approval of the Pfizer COVID shot happened. So now, the importance of that is not necessarily. I don't want to talk about the fact whereas people now can choose to believe in it or whatnot. I want to talk a little bit more about the law stuff attached to it now, because now that FDA has fully approved the Pfizer vaccine, companies can force their workers to get it or be out. And
Your
my
word,
question-
your wording is incorrect. They cannot force people. They can now make it a requirement that their employees must have it. I know it's the same thing, but it really is. It really is different because they're not
true.
forcing you to do it.
True.
They just saying the only way you can be here is.
So I correct myself. Moby is correct. The only way you keep your job, aka people in Houston, is to get stabbed.
Or to have a
And,
religious waiver, a medical waiver, which
yeah,
Some
mean,
people are still gonna try to go that route.
yeah, but if you
Well,
rock
God
into
will bless
certain
you with
things,
another job.
I mean, would maybe, or
I
maybe
don't care.
God's saying you
Look,
should just get
man.
the shot.
Look, man, you can have all the religious waivers you want to. Do you want to work here? If you don't, peace be with you. I'm just saying.
Hey, man.
I mean, there's
I
plenty of scriptures in the Bible that says don't tempt fate, bro. If you want to work here, if you want to continue to get a paycheck, then you need to take the vaccine, or you can put your faith out there irresponsibly and do what you do. Period.
I mean, in as much as how much I agree with that statement, yeah. I mean, some people gonna do what they do, and I guess we'll see what happens. But if I'm correct, there have been some major companies who've pretty much said, "Yeah, you got to get that shot, or it's over." I
Ain't some?
believe.
It's gonna be a snowball effect. It's gonna be pretty soon. It's gonna be pretty much most major companies, and now and since the age is 16, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some high schools that start making it part of the requirements too. Like, hey, you're 16 over, you got to get it.
I mean, and you know what happened in the good old international state of Florida, where the Supreme Court pretty much told DeSantis, "Sorry, you can't ban these locations for putting mask orders. You can't do that." And
I told you when we talked about it originally, I'm like, look, he can try, but it ain't gonna work.
But then, yeah, he tried. But then on the other end, because they're both ends here, they also pretty much denied President Biden his moratorium as far as people paying their rent. So the first is in a couple days. It's not going to be looking good for some people, unfortunately.
Millions. It's gonna be thousands of people getting eviction notices, man. It's
yeah. It's not going to be pretty. It's just not going to be pretty. I mean, and there's nothing I can really say. It's just that sucks. I feel bad. So the Pfizer shots are legit now. But you know what? In Washington, their jail is saying, you know what? Look, as it was corrected to me by Moby, they can't make you take a shot. But you know what? How about this? If you get stabbed, and I'm going to use Moby's terms because it's funny. If you get stabbed, we're going to give you 10 packages of ramen noodles. What's up? Now, it sounds kind of interesting, but apparently ramen noodles are worth some money in jail.
I just want to know, can you mix and match? Like, is it all chicken flavor? Do they have the cream of chicken one? Do they have the beef? Because I don't look. Maybe y'all like the beef, but I don't rock with the beef. It's either chicken or shrimp. That's it.
Man,
to me, none of the other ones exist.
Man, you picky. All of them are awesome, man. All of them are awesome.
So
first of all, none of them are awesome if you have to eat them all the time.
Yo, I've had to eat them all the time at 25 cents a pop. Ain't nobody mad.
First of all,
I'm sorry. I was never mad.
But I say, when I ate it all the time, I didn't necessarily want it. I went on a couple years sabbatical from ramen noodles. Like, I was like, look, man, I can't do it because back in the day, like my mom used to fancy out the chicken flavor ones. Made me feel like we was doing it big. She get like the can of chicken and cut that up in it too. So I'd be like, yo, this is for real. Like, I got real chicken and noodles here.
Oh man, yeah, I would put ragu on mine. Yo,
bruh, I don't even know who you are.
What?
Like, what? Put ragu on it?
Oh man, because it's like they're the noodles, so like you put the ragu on it.
You saying not put the actual packet flavor and just use the noodles?
It depends, because if you do it just right, it adds a little kick to it.
Man,
I'm just saying.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna knock it because I ain't tried it. I'm just gonna say to each his own.
What's this experimentation with noodles going, man?
Yeah, man.
Like, look, it comes
Man,
in a
you
packet with a
don't
flavor
think-
packet. You
Yo.
put it in the microwave or put it on your stovetop, and you heat it up. You put the packet in, you stir it up, and you eat that joint. I don't understand why we got to be adding extra stuff to it, like
because
chicken and,
like
and
Moby's-
ragu. And
First of all, don't you diss the chicken, man? Made me feel like I had
I'm
real
not
chicken
dis-
and noodles,
look,
man.
I'm not just the chicken, but I'm just saying, it's not 25 cent plus. It's 25 cent. This is what you get. I'm saying,
No, but I'm
like,
saying you can't, because like Moby said, is like if you eat it every day or if you eat a lot of it, whether you have to or not, the bottom line is if you eat a lot of anything, eventually you're going to start to deviate. Just kind of, mix it up a little bit. I'm just saying that packet with some spaghetti sauce all together and throw some cheese. Oh man,
cheese.
yo, that
Wow.
Kraft fake, or what my wife says a fake, I believe is real. Just like I believe mac and cheese in the blue box is real. I don't care what she's saying because she's shaking her head right now, but don't nobody care right now because I'm grown. But anyway,
I mean,
I'm just
yo,
saying.
KB said you got to mix multiple flavors. No,
Bruh,
man.
nah.
No, man. We doing too much now, man.
No,
KB
we not.
KB
Yako
Yako,
do
who
it,
are
Tommy.
you?
So you mixing the chicken with the beef? Like, what are we trying to do? Man,
KB Yako, I don't even know you.
man, ramen has
Like,
his
what is that?
Look, we
what
do.
the-
Look, we got off topic, man.
We're doing too damn much.
Let's go back to these inmates getting stabbed or whatnot, man.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, 10 packages of oodles noodles apparently is big currency in jail. Not to mention,
have you seen some of the stuff?
Okay, Oriental
people
with
eat?
chicken does actually seem pretty decent. I rest my case. I'm sorry, KB. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, all right, we good.
nah, man. First of all,
You need to open your mind, man.
Hold
Your
on,
oodles
man.
and noodles mind is closed, man.
You're
First of
right.
all-
Look, I won't deny that at all. You're right.
hold on, man. Who buys the Oriental flavor?
Kebiako.
I mean, somebody did.
I
Somebody
mean,
did.
I want
But
some
when you get the
flavor.
variety pack, you already get it. So it doesn't
Exactly. I'm about to say you get that big pack with a variety, you're gonna get them all anyway.
They don't even make that variety pack no more. I get the 12 with the shrimp. Call it a day. I ain't got time. Y'all doing too much, man. With y'all oodles noodles. Y'all doing too much. But like we were talking about, man, the dudes in jail.
Oodles and noodles.
The dudes in jail getting 10 packs of oodles noodles once they get the shot. So I mean, are they gonna just stop eating at the joint then? Because from what I understand, jail food ain't exactly delicious.
I'm just saying, I didn't know ramen noodles was like currency like that though. Like, so people be trading ramen?
Yes.
Like,
I'm pretty sure they
I
trade a
ain't
lot
know.
of anything in jail.
I mean,
think
look,
about-
I
think
get it.
about
There's
what you
there's a
said.
barter system in prison for everything, pretty
man.
much.
Nah, think about what you just said, because apparently you have some strong opinions about what flavor packs you will eat and what you won't eat. So you got to figure there's some trading and bartering going on.
Oh yeah, look, I would be in that junk negotiating. I'd be like, look, man, I give you these 2 beef for 1 shrimp, man. That's how much I don't like the beef flavor. Like I'm willing to downgrade just not to get that beef.
How are you lowering the price of the beef, yo, by doing that?
Look, man, I'm not into the beef ramen. I said that's me. I'm not mad at you if you want to eat
I'm
the
into
beef.
the
That's
beef
all
because
you, man.
We can make a deal. We can make a deal.
This dude is like beef for cheap. What's up?
Because I be in the next block over talking about, yo, go see Moby. He real bougie about that beef. Go and get that beef, man. Make him a
Right.
deal.
Right. I'm a pimp for shrimp, baby.
Yeah.
Beef is what's for dinner.
But I'm gonna tell you the one that's terrible, real talk, and then we can go back to whatever we were talking about. Yo, man, that chili joint is nasty.
Bro,
I've never had that.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
They got a chili cheese.
Why
flavor.
is it that you always the one that finds the exotic flavor of anything? Pepsi flavored peep, like it don't even. Yo, just Gab, stop
Yo,
it.
beef is the best flavor.
Stop it. Beef is the best flavor. What? Like, I mean, if you're just gonna say beef in general is a good flavor, whatever. But if you about to sit here and tell me that beef is the best flavor of ramen, I'm gonna say you weren't raised right.
That's cold blooded.
Yeah,
You don't even know this person.
man,
Wow.
whatever.
He gonna say you weren't raised right. That's cold blooded.
Yo, why did Boko Cowboy talk about the yakisoba noodles, man? Yo, those things are huge. You can't eat all that. I don't like them. And they 99 cents, dog.
Challenge accepted. I could eat all of it.
Hey, Dre for VA, we don't eat ramen. We eat oodles and noodles. So ramen is apparently bougie.
I mean, I did call it oodles noodles multiple times.
Man, I just want to let you know I watched the videos on Facebook, and I saw a dude fix a toilet. The porcelain toilet had broken, and it had a hole in it. He put some oodles and noodles in it and fixed it. You wouldn't know any better. I promise you. That's not a good sign of the things we're putting in our body. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah.
As good as it was, I'm just like, I mean, because when he wet it and he got it wet, so it expanded, then it dried out, then he sanded it down, then he painted it white. You couldn't tell, bro.
You can sand down oozing it.
Dude,
Stop it. Stop it.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
I ain't never eating it no more.
Facebook videos.
When we talked about discussing this, I never imagined we would be on just the noodles part this long.
Dude, you know what? And you know what? This time it's your fault because you started talking about them flavor packs and took us all back.
Hey, man, my bad. I'm sorry.
So back to the story. So far, the jail's given out 900 packets of ramen to 90 inmates. I mean, I don't know how many people. It didn't say how many people in that jail, but I mean, you know, I mean, they went to Sam's Club, paid like $50 for a big whole box. But if they gave anybody these creamy chicken, man, I'm gonna tell them to throw that back. That joint's nasty.
What, the creamy chicken?
Yeah, man.
Man, you tripping, man. You
Anything
tripping,
any of this ramen that starts with creamy in front, nope.
Bro, you tripping.
I'll tripping on that. Because creamy anything is good. That's wow.
Yeah, you tripping, man. That creamy chicken is it, man. I'm questioning your everything right now, man.
Man, you question what you want.
Y'all people out here telling me a lot by y'all's ramen / oodles and noodles preferences. I'm learning a lot. I didn't know I learned this much about people based on
whatever you learn is 100 is real as hell. Because there's not a ramen packet I've ever seen that I didn't like. Just saying.
I don't know about that.
Okay, what I will say is, if I'm super hungry, I will eat that beef. I will eat that beef flavor. I'm just saying, if you're gonna give me a choice, nah, I'm good.
I mean, simply, I would just eat the ramen and not put the packet in, and hopefully, I got some around the house that I could flavor that joint up with. I know most people will probably put some hot sauce in it.
Put some soy sauce on that joint. Call it a day.
See, Kebiako, don't forget putting some hot sauce. See, just like ragu, man. Depending on how you want to rock it, I'm telling you, put some, man. Yo,
I mean, look,
man,
we 10 minutes, man. We've talked about this for 10 minutes.
For real.
Yes, you need the hot sauce.
It was a lot of fun though.
Who puts hot sauce on their noodles? What? I was joking.
Kebiako does.
Okay, I have put hot sauce on it, so I won't say they live it wrong for that. I have done that before.
I never said they were living wrong. I'm just like,
there's nothing you can't do to ramen noodles. Nothing.
Yeah, no. Apparently like fix shit. So I mean,
I'm telling you, man, it's real, man. It's real.
I mean,
people up here MacGyvering their noodles.
I mean, yeah, Jay. Who puts pineapple on pizza? Crazy people. That's who puts pineapple on pizza. That's just nasty. Fruit on pizza is nasty, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Because we're gonna move on. Because I can't no more. So now that we got into the Kebiak, man, I don't know this guy anymore. So I just don't know him. So, you know, when you take those baby pictures back in the day and, you know, it's a family thing and everybody sees baby pictures. Everybody's got at least one naked picture as a baby somewhere that somebody decided to take because they thought that shit was funny. It's not, and you shouldn't do it to your own kids. But everybody got a naked picture of themselves when they were like, 6 months old, whatever. Well, this one dude just happened to have a picture of himself on the cover of Nirvana's first album, Smells Like Teen Spirit. That's not the name of the album. That's the name of the song. Never mind. So that's awesome. But look, real talk, 1992, 1991, 2021. Bruh, I couldn't tell you who that baby is to save any life. I didn't know that baby had a name. I didn't know that baby was still alive. I didn't know.
I didn't know it was real.
Yeah.
I didn't know that baby was real.
It was a white baby in a pool that you could see his penis. Now, that's kind of questionable that you put on an album cover, but hey, somebody got paid to do it. And somebody collected a check. Well, the actual baby has decided that it was child porn and I need to collect a check. Bruh. Like, it's been damn near 20 years.
You mean 30?
30. See, that's even crazier. It's 30 years and you want $150,000 because your parents signed off on you taking a picture being naked, going after a dollar bill in a pool.
So hold on. Wait a minute. He want 150K.
Yeah.
Yo, there are male porn stars out there going, yo, I got way more dick than that, and I ain't get 150K.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. So that's the whole thing. So first of all, anybody who's ever seen the cover of Nevermind, the Nirvana album, look, man, let's just be honest and stuff. Nobody knows who that white baby is. It could be any white person, any white male alive today. That could be, yeah, I'm that baby. Whatever. And yes, KB Yakko, he did recreate it. I don't know why they put the picture in the article, but they did recreate it. So, and Dre from VA, we ain't talking about that right now. Hold your horse. We talking about the white baby. So
we talking about the white baby.
we ain't here for your black recreations. We talking about this white baby right now.
So AG.
Oh my God.
So AG.
What?
This baby is now grown up and decided that he wants to get paid because he considers this child pornography. Now, with that being said, he claimed that the band promised to cover his genitals with a sticker, but on the album they didn't.
How did he know he was a baby? Did they negotiate with him?
I mean,
like, hey, look, baby, we want to take this picture of you, but don't worry, we're gonna cover your junk up. Ain't nobody gonna know. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I don't know. All I'm saying is, AG, are they gonna pay this kid? I almost feel like they should give him something to shut up. But then again, I almost feel like, you know what I would do if I was Dave Grohl? I would re-release the album again. Just to let you know who running things.
Well,
I'm gonna re-release it, and I'm gonna re-release it. I'm gonna make more money, and I'm still not gonna give you nothing.
Actually, to be honest with you, if you re-release the record and put something over the penis, it would sell again. So
I wouldn't put anything over the penis.
I think they should do it different. I think they should re-release it and blur his face out, not the penis.
That's good. Now who is it?
All I'm saying is, see, this is one of those times like if Dave Grohl and Kurt Nevashelis decide they want to be petty, I couldn't be mad at them for that, man.
No.
Because
first of all, his parents got paid for the picture.
They got paid $200.
Yeah, so I mean, what's he even suing about? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sorry you think your penis worth 150K. Your own parents thought it was only worth 200. So I mean, you need to take that with them.
200 and a pack of oodles and noodles.
Let's go. Was
creamy chicken
flavor?
Creamy chicken, bitch.
No, I know. It might be Oriental chicken. Never know.
We need to hit up some of this dude's ex-girlfriends and be like, hey, do you think it's worth 150K?
I mean,
oh boy.
Like, really? That's what you sue for, dog? Like,
how sad is his life right now? Were you trying to sue for that? Like that's all I'm thinking about is like, yo, like I don't know the dude. I didn't read up. I didn't investigate him, dude. But I'm just like, you can't be successful at whatever you're doing in life if you still worried about a picture that was on the album cover 30 years ago. Yeah. You just can't be.
If you read the article, I'm sitting there reading the article. I'm like, okay, you didn't know what was going on. No one knows it's you. You're calling it porn when it's not. And then it's like, what?
I would say it's inappropriate.
How is it inappropriate?
I mean,
it's a babe. I seen my wife's baby ass in an air picture.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
but millions of people
It's
saw
not even
this.
the same thing.
Millions of people saw his baby penis. Look, man, I'm not sitting here saying that it is what it is. I'm just sitting here saying
It's not porn, man.
I'm
Unless you were just a tester, it's not porn. It's a baby picture. How innocent is a naked baby? Very.
I mean, when it came out, it was a big deal that there was a naked baby on the damn cover, and there was no covering of the penis. Like it was that was a thing back in the day. Nobody really cares, but it did make a stink at the beginning. And I'm not gonna sit here and say this is child porn. I'm just gonna sit here and say it's a naked baby that over millions of people have seen. Now, if your penis is still that size, then I can't help you with that except call Keeps. They help people out with that.
First of all, even if it is still that same size, like I said, nobody knows that's him. Like, what you going up to chicks in the club? Like, hey man, you ever seen that Nirvana cover? It's your boy. That's your boy.
You still packing that little PP? I mean, it was going on.
We can go on for days with this, man. The bottom line is, like Moby said, this guy is. It feels like I'm being presumptuous here because I don't know to do, but anybody who's going to sue over that amount of money for that is not having a good life, and won't ever have a good life.
I guess he was just hoping that, hey, they throw him some cash, for his 15 second fame. But from what I understand, I read the article, they haven't even said anything, and they're not
because they ain't got to. They like, bruh, the payment was the transaction was done. Like,
we paid $200 for your penis.
Yeah, go ask your parents for that $200.
And 91, $200 was a lot of money. But
yeah, but it won't $150K.
No.
And because you said it was a lot of money, you're right. It was a lot of money that they paid. The payment's already been made. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, if don't go out here and just slinging your baby's penis around. That's what I'm gonna say on that.
I mean, I think his parents was winning. Like you said, most people got that naked baby picture just lying around the house for free. They at least got $200 off of his.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, wow.
He probably had a slamming ass first birthday party.
Man, you think he saw any of that? They probably bought diapers.
Whatever.
So I'm gonna switch it up, and I decided that before we get into the story of the day, I want to jump into a couple things after we had talked on Thursday, because look, man.
So you're saying we freestyling?
We freestyling a little bit, but that's okay because it's funny to freestyle, because when a school district says that we're going to get rid of free school lunch because the students will, quote, become spoiled, unquote, I'm going to need them to miss me with that and be like, what planet are you on, you rich person? And it's just like, how you going to sit here and be like, nah, we're going to cancel the free school, federally funded school meal program? What? Like, I don't even understand. So a Milwaukee school is meeting to possibly reconsider opting out of a federally funded meal program, free meal program. So hold on. What happens is they have to take count of all the kids who get free lunch or free breakfast too. And then they either do one or two things. They either get a check back saying, here's your money for doing the free lunch, or they put it in a fund of credit in which they can then order food from a specific website or a vendor to pay for that. So they get credit. So basically, the school system is paying $0 for this. Now, if they do the whole thing where they give you a credit and you order from this particular site or this company, then remember, it just because you get one block of cheese for one kid, that don't mean you can't feed 50 kids with that one block of cheese. So that's less cheese you got to buy. You win it. And for these people to sit here and say, the school board members said that they were concerned participating students would become spoiled. Who are y'all? So you basically getting rid of the free money and the free food because you feel like these kids are becoming spoiled because they get free lunch. Why, you mad because your kid don't get free lunch and you got to pay for it? Like, what kind of hate is that? I'm so beside myself with this. AG, talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
This is like culinary Jim Crow to me. That's all it is. It's a lot deeper than what you're saying, as far as I'm concerned. This is because, like you said, the mechanics of it is the money is running through you. You know what I mean? You're not paying for it. It's there. That's what it's there for, to feed kids that are financially unable.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea that you would opt out of something that doesn't cost you anything, but can cause a lot of carnage to the kids that really eat like 5 times a week, one Monday through Friday, free lunch that day. On weekends, I don't even know what they do, but that's their meal. That's what they eat all day. And you're going to take that away when it doesn't even cost you anything? That's some, we going to hurt the brown people as much as we can on the QT. We're going to make it sound like it costs us money when it doesn't. We're going to take it away from them so we can weed these little brown people out of here by starvation. So, yeah, that's Jim Crow 3.0 to me.
Moby?
Fuck them.
See, told you.
All right.
I mean, there's no other way to put it, man. Like, they've done so many studies that show that there's a large sect of kids that the school is the only place they get a meal from many days. So for the fact that they're going to say that these kids who are qualifying for free lunch will get spoiled by getting fed, man, fuck you.
Told you.
Yep, I think everybody feels the same way on that one.
I said more words. I could have been a little bit more succinct. I'm sorry about that, but just saying.
It's okay. I mean, Mo B is the one hit a quitter, man.
Yeah, I dropped 2 F-bombs in one episode.
It was multiple.
I've been saving them. I ain't dropped in a long time. I've been saving them for a special occasion.
And I guess that was it, huh?
Yeah. And whatever white people came up with this, because I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that most of them are white. It was just somebody who was saying, hey, these funds, let's see if we can not use them here so we can redistribute them somewhere else. That's all it's about.
And Dre from VA, actually, when we start the show, it says that we're MAL, sir. We don't need to drop in the left-hand corner. If you start the show, it tells you TVMAL.
Hey, man, he's got sensitive ears, man. He's got sensitive ears.
I mean, that sounds like a him problem. So, we've talked about some crazy shit on this show.
You said that on purpose, didn't you?
I was about to say you did
that for his benefit, didn't you? I know you did.
That felt so forced.
I know. Did you hear the crispness of the tea at the end?
Yeah, that felt so forced.
That was like fall football.
I just didn't want Moby to be by himself. So, but
okay.
we've talked about some crazy shit on this show. But in Kentucky, these fools out here are taking this to the max. So apparently there's a high school in Kentucky who the kids have decided they want to start dressing up and going to school as cats. And when they talk to people, they hiss at you or they scratch you or scratch at you like you're not doing something. That they don't like what you're doing or some shit. Hold on, man. What is cats, dog? Like, really, this is what we're doing? The high schoolers of the world dressed up as effing cats? Like, of all the animals, you're dressing up as something that most people probably hate. And if they had water bottles, you get sprayed every day. But those are also the type of beings on the planet that will pee in your shit and the stuff won't come out. So, one of the things, before I even get into the article, I found that one of the comments was very interesting. Well, 2 of them, actually. One of them said, please spray or neuter these kids before they're old enough to reproduce. I'm fine with that. and then it disappeared. Oh no. Um, Another one brought up, there might be some mental health issues going on in Kentucky. So, Mo B, man, cats, dog. That's what we're doing.
Why you gotta start with me?
Because we can
I'm just saying,
nah, don't even trip. You know why we
start with me? Why you gotta start with me?
And I tell you,
because on the last one I started. The last one I started with AG. I go back and forth.
I mean,
yes,
I was just gonna tell him why we
Yakko.
start with him. That's all.
Yes, KB Yakko. We gotta get Bob Barker out there to make sure the SPCA knows that we need to make sure they get their animals are sprayed and neutered. So, Mo B, go ahead, man. Jump on this one.
I just thought it was funny that the people who are trying to get the school board to stop it are the other students. Like, so I'm just confused. So are there more furries in this school than regular people?
I don't think so.
Because I feel like if you got about 20 or 30 people dressing up like cats and hissing at people and clawing at them, and you got another couple hundred of students, why don't y'all just kick their ass one time and be like, hey, we good? Like, can't do that, man.
Because they can't do that.
But what I'm saying is, like, all right, if you got 20, 30 kids dressing up as furries, as they call it, and they're out here, I don't know, terrorizing other students by hissing at them and whatnot. If you made these 20 or 30 kids black kids with a certain color, and they were going around chastising people who weren't a part of their clique, wouldn't we call that shit a gang? Yeah. And then wouldn't we regulate that out to school?
It's a kitty gang right now.
But what I'm saying is, like, it feels like this is some stuff white people can get away with.
And here's the funny thing.
Oh man.
Hold on. Here's the funny thing. So some granddad like heard about this. Some grandma and granddad. It's like, I was here. Apparently they were doing it last year, but it got bad when they went back to school this year. And she was like, I have 2 grandkids at school, and my grandkids don't want to go to school anymore. Hold on, dog. Like,
once again, it sounds like gang activity. It's just the fact that they furry and white that we don't want to call it that. We're giving it a cute name like furries. If it was, a whole bunch of students that look like the 3 of us up here, and we were all wearing a same uniform, they would say, hey, that's a gang.
Well, and here's the thing, like, they called it furries. So, I mean, last time I checked, furries means something completely different.
I mean, no, there are people who do, they call it furries when they dress up as other animals, period.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like, if they were just dressing up as cats, hey, whatever, who cares? I don't really care. But once they said that, like, they're like hissing and scratching at other people and stuff, like, yo, that's gang-like activity.
And
they are physically assaulting people.
So the kids started a petition to end the cat costumes.
Come on, adults. Why are the kids starting this petition?
Because the superintendent is like, well, the feline outfits are already a violation of school dress code. So basically, at this point in time, hold on. What he's saying is, hey, principal, why don't you do something about this shit? Because that's what it's about right now. It's about the principal not doing shit about a whole bunch of kids dressed up as freaking cats, terrorizing the other regular kids at school. Which is crazy to me that the principal is allowing this shit to happen. Like, I don't even understand.
I could get this eliminated in one day. just get me a whole bunch of kids at that school who are fed up with it. I'm be like, all right, we all gonna put on dog costumes, and we all just gonna charge at these furry cats, and we just gonna have a cafeteria brouhaha.
we're gonna have a catastrophe.
A catastrophe. That was good. That was good.
You see what I did right there?
A catastrophe. That was hilarious. Oh, I got one thing to say before y'all go on, because one of the two things.
Oh no, I was coming to you, AG. I forgot.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, if you know what Moby said, if we dress up like dogs, can we tear their faces off? Can we do that? And then, but you already said it. But my second thing, which was the reason I put this on here to start with, was my wife messaged me at work And she said, "This is what she said. This is a quote."
Oh my God, it must be good.
Oh man, she said, and I gotta preface this for the new people that are listening.
I already know it's about to come,
man.
and it's awesome.
For the new people that are listening to the show, my wife is white. Start with, so this is why this is so funny. So she messages me things to put on the show, and she'll say a blurb and then the post, right? So I open my phone up, and this is like the first thing she said was, "This is a quote. This some white people shit."
Yes,
I lost.
that's exactly what I knew she was gonna say, because that's exactly what I thought when I saw the story. I said, "Man, this is some white people shit right here."
Oh my God.
That's what she should have said it like that. You can't just say it like this. You got to say it with a certain tone. Like
she did, because she says it all the time.
She was like, "Man, that's some white people shit right there." you say it like it's almost under your breath. Like you don't want everybody else to hear you saying that, but you make sure everybody can hear you say it. Like, that's some serious.
At least
right there.
We watch TV together a lot. That's kind of our thing, since we can't go to the movies for obvious reasons. So a lot of weekends we just chill out and just watch TV. At least 1 or 2 times a weekend or a work block I'm off, she go, "Oh, that's some white people shit." Lose it every time. And I'm like, and she says it like she's God.
I mean, she sounds very self-aware.
She is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you want to.
She always.
I mean, because we can't act like as black people, we don't sometimes see some stuff and be like, "Boy, that is a black special right there." That's
There go those tickets.
Like, would you look at these tickets over here?
Because I told her that one time. I said, "Don't feel bad. Black people do it all the time." Because she says it and then she puts her head down in shame. It's so funny, man.
Oh, I bet.
Just let her know we do the same thing about, sometimes we literally do say what Tigger says. Man, look at I guess that's what Tiggers do best. Always doing some
So here,
that was what I wanted to say about that whole thing. It's ridiculous, by the way.
So here's the greatest thing about this article. So it says that these situations have been addressed consistently by administration, and the dress code policy will continue to be implemented with fidelity. Meade County schools will not discuss individual student discipline due to privacy laws, aka, stop wearing the cat outfits. All right, I'll go take it off. Next day, stop wearing the cat outfits. Okay, I'll go take it off. Next day, stop wearing the cat outfit. Like, they're not suspending nobody. I mean, because it's clear against the dress code, which means the principal ain't doing shit. And then on top of all that, the grandmother is like, we need to attend the school board meeting that's scheduled for September 14th to decide which steps need to be taken in order to prevent this from happening going forward. Hold on. Last time I checked, and I know there's some high school people on this who are listening, there's like this thing called a code of conduct or a dress code rule. And what happens is when you like break it, it tells you what happens to you. Like, I don't understand why we got to have a town meeting like it's about to be footloose up in this piece and got to decide whether they can have a dance or not, or if they can dress up as cats. Like, I don't get it. Do what the damn rules say. Suspend their sorry asses until they don't come back with a cat outfit no more. And if it doesn't say that, then your county's effed up anyway. So who cares? I mean,
you already know what the deal is. Moby says it all the time. The complexion for protection. If these were black kids, if these were brown kids, this wouldn't have even made it to the internet, because it would have been squashed the very same day. They couldn't even gotten the front door of that foolishness. So let's stop pretending like we don't know what's going on here.
Parents would have been outraged. This gang up here terrorizing students,
people. How dare you put your hands on my child? Exactly.
I mean, and the end of the article sounds like a damn end of a old school Batman episode. How did this start? Was it a notionally joke turned trend? Is there face paint involved? Do they travel in packs? Next on Batman. Like, come on, man. Like, this is the worst shit ever.
And really, like Moby said, and I don't really, I'm not really promoting violence. But sometimes when violence happens, I go, yeah, you earned that, and keep it moving. Somebody needs to get these kids an ass whipping.
Straight up.
And then not have anything happen to the person who gave the ass whipping.
There needs to be a fear of
Exactly.
the
A healthy fear.
consequence. Yeah, there needs to be a fear of a consequence that, hey, if I do this, somebody might just kick my ass.
Exactly. Because it's not like you just, innocuously dressed in a cat costume. You putting your hands on people, you all up in people's personal space. They act like people have been acting since Trump has been president or was president.
All right, if
They
one of
act
them
like
is dressed up like
respond.
if one of them is dressed up like a cat and it hisses at me and it claws at me and I punch it in the face, can I be like, I'm allergic to cats? I felt threatened. I'm allergic to cats.
I do have a question. I can't believe I ever said this. I ever asked this. Yo, man, where the bullies at?
Exactly.
Apparently they dressed up like cats.
Apparently, see, does that answer your question?
I can see half the football team right now.
Man.
Hilarious. Can talk about that all day. But story of the day. Man. So, look, man. Most of us want to find us a person. We want to get married. You could have some kids, but if you don't, you don't. But you want to find your person, and you want to be with your person ever. You want to start life with your person. Yada yada yada. So you find your person, and then you know what? You get a chance to buy some land so you can build your own house. And in 2018, Jacqueline and Ron Howard, not the TV star, but they found they got the opportunity to be property owners. They bought like these 2 lots for $500. Already to me, that sounds like a problem. But hey, they bought for $500 from somebody. Yada yada yada. They lived on that. They camped out in that joint because that was theirs. Nobody can kick them off. Whole nine. We're gonna start building the house right here. We save money to get the sewage put in, electricity because in the middle of the damn woods we ain't got no electricity. Building the house. Boom, we got our house. Knock on our door one day. Knock, knock, knock. This dude's at your door saying, I'm sorry, you built your house on the wrong lot. Bruh. That's what happened to people. That's what happened to Jacqueline and Ron. They did all this work. I mean, went through the city. The city checked it out. They had to come put electricity out there. They had to come put a septic line. They had to do all the stuff that you need for a house. And then on top of all that, they had somebody build the house. We had a company, not like 2 or 3 people. They had a company build the house on the land. Yes, this is the right land. Boom, boom. Then this dude walks up to the door one day and says, hey, your home is on my property. What? AG, go.
That's a city problem, and I need a free house. Because the bottom line is, when I read the article, these people followed every rule and process. They didn't.
Everybody else had to verify it too.
Exactly.
Like when you go get utilities, they got to verify all this stuff.
Exactly. How do you end up? No. How does the city? Because the first thing they did was have a surveyor come out and survey the land and make sure it's marked correctly and make sure that lot matches up with what's on the city books. Then, like Ruben said, they had to have the electric company come out and these people come out and these people come out. Everybody has to have verification that this is where I'm going to install whatever service. Water, electricity, this and that, whatever it is. The processes are endless when you build a house. And I'm like, these people did everything on the up and up. And this rando dude comes to the door talking about you built your house. You built your house on my property. And nobody knew this until that day. The city owed me a house. And because the story doesn't like give a conclusion. If it turns out that this dude is legit, the city, somebody needs to sue the city or the city needs to settle, because that's ridiculous. So that's what I think of that.
I mean, first of all, the reason why we call this dude Randos because they didn't put his name on it, and he was smart enough to not give him his name to put on it because the hell that he would get from this article would be crazy on some stuff that I guess is true. We don't really know because the city says, well, this is their land, but this dude's like, nah, man, this is mine. What's up, Mo B? I mean, if this was you, what's up?
I'm with AG. Like, well, sound like the city need to figure some shit out. And I'm gonna close the door and I'm gonna shut it. And I'm gonna go about my day.
These people did nothing wrong, man. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Now,
I mean, if they do try to kick me out, I'm be like, all right, well, I gotta now sue the surveyor. I gotta sue everybody involved for
Individually.
helping. Yeah, individually, because it wasn't just me that dropped the ball. Because I didn't draw out this plot land. I didn't survey this property. I didn't verify this property was correct for electricity to be out here. I didn't do none of this. I'm dependent on these people to do their job. So if everybody messed up, everybody got to get sued, and hopefully I'll collect enough money from them. So then I go get this house put somewhere else. Once all that happens, I don't care.
I mean, the statement was made that Johnny Cocker could come out and win this case.
Yep, he could. He could. As a dead man, just roll out the casket, he'd win.
Yeah,
just saying. This is crazy.
Like, just show me the paperwork you did. Like, damn, you did all this? Yeah. Looks like somebody else messed up.
Oh, yeah. Especially, because he had to, hey, which plots are ours? Here, city, which plots are ours? These are your plots. Okay, awesome. Because remember, they camped out there for like a year. We ain't had no electricity, no nothing. And they lived in a tent or something on the property. So, like, they've been there for at least 3 years now. Somebody had to tell them to make sure where it was.
Right. Well, the other thing that I was kind of curious about as I was reading was the fact that no one alerted Rando guy. Nobody alerted this dude. Like, at least somebody just riding by and said, yo, man, I saw some people squatting on your land. He waited 3 years to knock on the door and say, yo, you on my property? What?
Well, see, here's the thing, man. Like, I don't know nothing. I know, like, this is where my parents live. I know this is where my friends live. But if you just show me a whole bunch of like trees and shit, hey, this is my land. What part of it? I don't know. I mean, so it's like he probably didn't even think they were on. He was on his land, and the only way he found out is he probably went to do something, and he went down to the public knowledge place and was like, "Yo, what's this doing here? This is on my land." And that's why he went and told them. That's the only way he could have realized it, because he can't just go look at the yard and be like, "Yo, that's mine." That's not how it works.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you something. If you grow up anywhere, whether it's in the middle of in Midtown Manhattan or Deliverance, you know your area if you live there long enough. If you ride by or walk by, and you see some tent, it's like, what? You already know something's not right. So the idea that these people had whatever dwelling they had for a year, then turned around and started building, then lived in said house, and now you're gonna wait this long? Come on, man. You mean to tell me nobody was like, yo, player, it's somebody on your land in 3 years? This sounds suspect as hell.
Well, it's hard to defend that guy because, one, we don't know who he is. So that's probably a smart thing on his behalf. But maybe somebody passed away in his family and they gave him land and he didn't live there. And he was going to check it out. I mean, who knows? But the problem is, all this ain't nobody's fault. All this is the city's fault. Because the city said this your land when really it was not. Well, and that's where it all starts.
Well, it might all start with the fact that they got a plot of land for $500. That was the biggest red flag I saw. I was like, $500? I don't care where it is. A plot of land big enough to put a house on it for $500. I don't care where it is. That's like, what? So I'm just saying.
I mean, but I guess $500. I mean, they ain't had no electricity out there. They ain't had no septic tank.
Still,
I mean,
man.
Look, man,
Land typically more expensive
exactly,
today.
dude,
maybe he needed his hit a crack. I don't know. I mean,
man.
I don't know, and I can't speak on that.
Yeah, you can. It's
I
called common
can,
sense.
but it
Ain't
could be
nobody gonna sue
legit.
you. Ain't nobody gonna sue you. I'm just telling you, man. Common sense. Look, this is, and it's not, and I'm not blaming them because they thought they got a $500 deal, and apparently they did because they had to take the deed to the city. All this stuff had to be legit on their end. Somebody
I
is
mean,
doing some stuff shady on
yeah. I mean, the situation is they put the house on the wrong piece of land that's right beside it. Like that's it. It's
Well, that's
whether
the
it
city.
costs $500 or $5,000, they had deed to these plots of land, but somebody built on the wrong land because the
Well,
city told them that this was your land, and this dude's like, "Nah, this is my land." Next thing you know, it's back in the
well,
day.
it is what it
It
is.
is in the Pilgrims.
We got to wait and see how this turns out. So we'll
Yeah, I'm
definitely have to keep
curious.
up with it.
Yeah, definitely keep up with that. All right, so I forgot what we talked about on the question of the day. That's why it ain't there.
I was wondering about that.
Does anybody remember? Because I don't.
Oh my
Bro,
goodness,
you had one job.
really, man?
I'm-
This is the stuff that, man.
See,
This
I
is the
was
stuff
gonna
that'll
fake.
make you quit doing this show.
Man, this doesn't happen, but like once every blue moon. What are you talking about?
It happened like what 2 weeks ago?
It only happened twice, man. Let it go. I've been busy.
See, now we
been
gotta
busy.
let it go. Well, you know what I'm saying? We gotta let it go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, hey, look, Dre, I got enough to do on my one job. Thank you. So,
I can't even believe you just said that.
I mean, he said I can't do one job. Guess what? I did it. So, all right. Here's
Okay,
a
so
question.
we already said. Oh, you got the question?
Yeah, got a question.
All right.
Wait a minute, you got a question, but it's not the question.
It doesn't matter. Just put a question out there. Let's just freestyle like we was doing before. Let's just
I
freestyle.
mean, the show's better when we freestyle anyway, which is sad.
The whole
but-
show is freestyling. So let's go.
So, can you truly be down for the cause? Which I mean, married or dating another type of brown person or white person in particular?
Oh, so you basically saying, can you be down for the cause if you're in an interracial relationship?
Yes.
You ask who you asking.
Yeah, I mean,
whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first.
All right.
No.
You said no.
No. Because number one, now honestly, I don't believe that. I believe that you can be down with anything and not be, look like the core of what you're down with.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do it in reverse, that means that, I can't be down with anybody else's just, struggling. That's not true. However, Black people are going to see you a certain way when you're running around with a non-Black person. Now that could be a certain shade of brown. Certainly we're talking about white in particular, but you just can't, I believe the way people see you, it takes a little heat off your fastball. How you really down if you married that white girl? Now, personally, I don't think that should matter, but it does. And that's what I've learned, not even just like trying to be down or anything like that, just understanding how Black people see me. And I'm not all the way Black. I can say what I want to say, but the bottom line is I'm gonna go home to that white girl. And that matters. That matters to quite a few people, whether they know it or not. Just like when, how can my wife truly be down with the cause if you married to that Black man? That matters. Because they all know she gonna go home to that Tigger. That's what's up. So do I actually believe that what my initial answer was is true? No. But I also understand how people will encapsulate you in a way in which they can understand it. And a lot of times it's not accurate, but you have to live with it. And you have to understand that's part of the game. There are certain things and cookouts that you can't attend anymore, or you won't be invited at all. based on that choice. James Earl Jones, I think he is down as it gets, but not really, because because he's in an interracial relationship then, and I know there was a lot of black people that looked at him kind of crooked.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's like they're gonna look at you some type of way. I listen to Still Processing. It's a great podcast. If you ever get a chance to listen to it, do. But I find it's really ironic that the woman on there, black woman on there, she is almost as militant as they come. But it's hard for some black people to take when you sound like you're from the Valley. If you close your eyes and you didn't know anything about her and you say, that's a white girl, what you mean? No, she's not. But that accent matters. That can take a little heat off your fastball. I'm telling you. Because that's the way people see it. Now, is she any less black? No. But black people spend a lot of time telling other black people how to be black. And you can't get it done when you're married to a white girl. You can't get it done when you sound like you're from the Valley. You can't get it done if you have a certain amount of money. You can't get it done if you go to a certain college. You can't get it done if you don't do it my way. And I have accepted that, and that's just fine. That's what I always say on the show. I lost my black card a long time ago. So there's my answer.
Moby?
As the guy who probably experiences being accused of being a mixed race kid all the time, even though I'm not, I guess I have a different view than AG, but there are some similarities because I agree with him to a point, but I'm also going to say it also depends on what sex you are, because I feel like black men who are dating white women get a hell of a lot more heat than black women who are dating white men. And maybe that's just my own personal experience. I just feel like I think black women get a little more leeway in that capacity. Now, I could just be flawed. I mean, it's just be my own personal bias, even though I don't really have a bias. It's just what I've seen. I mean, because I've seen black women who date white guys and never have to hear shit about it. And then I know black guys who have done nothing but date black women, and as soon as they bring one white chick to the cookout, he's a sellout. He must not love his mama. Like, so I mean, first of all, I think it's all bullshit. Like, who you with has nothing to do with being part of the cause. I mean, because if we're gonna truly be honest, like, none of our cause work without white people. Like, we can't make any significant change in our country without the help of white people. It's just the sad reality. Like, I wish we could all get together and do it ourselves, but the truth of the matter is there's not enough power and infrastructure amongst us to do it without having some allies, as they call it. But I mean, yeah, I think it's bullshit that you're right, AG, that it does take some steam off the fastball if the black dude is saying all of these pro-black things, and then you see his white wife walk in, you go, damn, you almost had me. And it's like, it shouldn't matter. I mean, to be honest, it really doesn't matter to me, but I'm around enough people where I know it does matter to some people. Aesthetics are important for a lot of people. Aesthetics are important to most people. It's just most people try to keep that shit to themselves. But there's some people that just gotta let it go. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. A lot of people can't. I mean, I've heard all the comments. I've heard all the innuendo. I've heard it all. And like I said before, you have to accept it as life. And it's okay. But can I be as down as I could be if I married a black woman? Sorta. Because then you start talking about, and this is why I want my wife to watch School Days so bad, because then I have to start talking about skin color. Because Obama was cool, but Obama was too light. And I heard that a lot. I'm like, damn, y'all for real? Yes, for real.
It's aesthetics, man. Like, unfortunately, especially our culture, we're all about aesthetics. Like, I remember there's an Andre 3000 line where he says, "Question: Is every nigga with dreads for the cause, and is every nigga with gold for the fall?" Like, basically, like we just judging books off of the cover. That's what we do all the time. So you're right, AG. You probably did lose your black card a long time ago. You lost your black card probably before you even got with your wife. When you came in bumping rock music, they was like, "Oh, they got him. They got him." There's a whole bunch of brothers saw you driving down the street bumping some music, and they was like, "Damn, they got another one."
Yep. I didn't have a chance. I didn't have a chance because my parents put me in a socioeconomic place that breeded haters. I had things that I shouldn't have had, but I did.
Yeah, because apparently the only way to be black is to be poor.
Right.
Which this
people had
fucking
a serious
asinine
problem with me, man. I realize it is, but it's like what you're saying is true, but when it happens in such great numbers with that level of intensity, it's a lie. What you just said is a lie, because apparently it's true, because there's so many people couldn't stand my black ass because of what I had, where I lived, how I sounded, what my interests were. I mean, it was this one girl, man, she was so fine. And then you start the conversation, it's going well. And then when, it always goes to, what are you into? It usually goes to music. And I think I must have said Motley Crue. Worst thing I ever said. It was awful. It was awful. I was like, Lord Jesus. And she didn't really rip me a new one, but she kind of did. Never talked to her again. It was awful. And I got my feelings hurt. But what I learned was there are certain things that you don't have access to anymore. And you're going to have to be okay with that. So if I don't have access to resources, I can't really be down. I can be down a little bit, but my blackness has a ceiling. And see, I wasn't like some of the guys I knew that were like actively trying to do something. I wasn't actively trying to do anything. But the price was high. Either way.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That's crazy, man. Like, because that I felt like that in Savannah a lot, because I went to a school where I was one of the only black kids in the school. Like, I knew the other black kids. Like, people thought we were cousins. That's how few black people it was in that school. Like, they must be related. they must be related. But then my family lived in West Savannah, where you hard pressed to find a white person. So when I went over there, I was the uppity nigga that enunciated and talked funny.
Enunciated, I love that.
and then when I was back in my school, I was the dude that used a whole bunch of slang terms that they didn't understand. So
in there,
I was always in that flux. It took me a long time to just get comfortable with, like, yo, this is just how I talk. I enunciate and I use slang. I can speak grammatically correct, and I can say, quote unquote, ebonics, and I can put that shit in the same sentence. It's like Tex-Mex. Like, I just blend that shit together.
So there's my answer, Ruben, in full.
But yeah, I agree with it, man. Like, unfortunately it's aesthetics. So I think aesthetics actually keeps people very shallow minded, and it's the reason why a lot of people who, quote unquote, are for the cause are too stupid to realize that they part of the problem.
Yep. And then too, the other thing too, my wife does the same. She goes through the same thing in reverse.
Oh yeah.
And then to hear it, because she gets upset a lot. And I was like, dear, you're gonna have to understand, this is your plight. You look like the enemy. And then when people find out that you're not, they're not going to give you full credit. You got to pay that white tax. It'll never stop. Black people will always try to say something to make what you did seem small, when it actually, in all actuality, it was large. And then I look at her and say, I'm so sorry, because that's some old bullshit. And any black person to say black people can't be racist is full of shit, because you can't, because we do it all the time. So she goes through it in an opposite way, in a different way, but it's still the same thing. She doesn't have as much white credit as she should because she comes home to me. Her credit rating is like 500. She ain't getting no house.
God damn, man. I don't think it's that low.
I mean, when we at her
Jesus.
mama's house, because when we at her mama's house, her credit might be like, it might be $4.99 depending on what kind of Fox News she saw that day. That's the other thing. Family. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. So I mean, it's not a me thing. I gotta involve her in everything because she's going through too. Now, black people won't give her, like I said, they won't give her no bank for that. But the bottom line is, she got bad credit too. She fits nowhere too. Also, she fits nowhere. So there it is.
Wow. Like, y'all have said literally like everything I would say. You know, my opinion is that, I mean, I think it's sad that we as people pigeonhole ourselves in a situation where the gray is very non-existent. Because I do feel like as a brown skinned person, you know, I feel like sometimes the darker of my race hates me because I'm brown skinned. But then it's like, you know, I got to go above and beyond to show that I'm down for the look, man. I ain't got time for all that. Like, and I wasn't raised that way, so it's just so. It's interesting to me to see it, but you know, in high school,
you got to pull out black guy receipts.
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't have none of those.
I mean, it's like, yo,
Hey,
man.
Kebiaco actually has an interesting question too. I want to tackle that because we did just address it from the white view. So go ahead, Ruben.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But yeah. So like, I would say that in high school I lived two different lives. I had Petersburg High School, you know, 98% black. You know, I had all of them, and then I had 4-H, which was 90% white, and then being successful in that venture in 4-H, you know, allowed me to do some things that, you know, I got privileged to do. So it was very weird to on one end, I would say I had more privilege in 4-H than I did in my own high school. You know, so yeah, I didn't use slang in high school at all. I think I knew what slang was, but I just didn't talk that way. So, you know, it was kind of weird because I crossed my T's and I dotted my I's, and I used pronouns correctly and you know all that stuff correctly. Yes.
Time out.
What?
You mean to tell me like you was listening to the music you listened to and you weren't? So the only time you use slang terms is when you was reciting lyrics?
Pretty much. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. That like I mean because I grew up in NWA. NWA is by far the greatest group that I know, but I also listen to, you know, some white music as well and some Steel Reserve and all the other stuff. But, you know, the thing was, you know, yeah, man, straight out of Compton and got a lot of play in my world. And but yes, even though I listened to that type of music, I still spoke as proper as you could get between the ages of, you know, 14 and 17 or 18 actually. So for me, that was an issue because I didn't use slang. I didn't use slang, period, with either group. So it was almost like, oh, do you really go to the school? I'm like, yeah. Well, I got to use slang to prove that I go to the school. I mean, what's wrong with you? It's called education.
It's your black receipt, man. You got to have receipts, man.
So, I mean, I didn't really start talking slang until I went to college. I mean, people didn't know me, so it was a little different. So, but yeah, I mean, I've dated white and black, and I know when I talk to, for instance, when I talk to black women, because they, they got to check you out, so they ask you things like that, and I don't hold back. Hey, you ever dated a white girl? Yeah, I dated a white girl. What's the problem? I mean, like and it's almost like if you date a white girl, you're not good enough for me now. I'm like, what the hell?
No, it don't mean you ain't good enough, but you did get docked a few points.
Yeah,
Told you, man. Your credit
you,
bad.
yeah, you got
Your
docked
credit
a few
bad.
points.
and I'm just like,
Hey, at least you didn't have to convince people otherwise. Like, I mean, because when girls would ask me that, and I'd be like, honestly, I've never dated a white girl, and they'd be like,
because they assume every black man has, or they expect every black man to. And
it also don't help that I got freckles. I'm light skinned. People already assume I'm mixed.
I mean, hello. I mean, so
oh, and I enunciate. I forgot the enunciate part is real important.
yeah, I mean, you speak like you have education. So it's one of those things where, like the other day, if somebody's like, "You ever dated a white girl?" I was like, "Yeah, of course I get the side eye," and I'm just like, I don't believe in limiting myself, and that's why I tell her. That's why I told her. I was like, and then of course I got the side eye again, but I was just like, I don't. Once you start limiting yourself, you start changing the amount of experience that you can have in your life.
I think our Twitch broadcast just went out because I just got a message.
What?
Yeah, there was just a message.
It never. It said it's still going.
Oh, all right. Well, it popped up on my screen.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get it, but it's back now. I guess it went out for a second and came back. So, but yeah.
But I want to go ahead and address Kaviako's question, because my answer to his question is it doesn't matter. But like I said at the beginning of it, it doesn't matter who it is, if it's white or non-brown or brown or non-black. But white is definitely the top shelf. If you want to piss somebody off, date a white girl. If you want to kind of sort of piss somebody off, date an Indian girl.
I don't know, man.
In this country, there's a difference.
I think it also depends on what sex you are, man. Because I'm a double down on it, man.
No, I know you're right about that, but Yako's question, he specifically asked about the difference between white and then non-black. That's what I was answering.
Oh yeah, you're right. The white is the upper echelon
of mad. Yes.
Yeah.
If you really want to piss off some black women, especially, and that's where I agree with your gender thing. If you want to piss off some black women, bring a white girl to the cookout. And I
don't know, man. A lot of black women get pissed off if you try to date
Asian.
No, it's just anything that's kind of brown but ain't all the way brown, because then they feel like, as you would say, that you trying to date a JV squatter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's real, because like I said, I said something about some of the dudes I knew, they are purposely trying to do something. It's just like, I wouldn't try to do nothing on purpose. These dudes are out there in these streets trying to date white women or
Polo to Dawn.
Well,
Wesley sniping it.
Super light.
Wow.
Super light. I mean, passing light. That would be their floor.
Charles Barkley.
Well, I don't know about Charles, but yo.
Yeah, Charles has a Caucasian wife.
Oh, I know that, but I don't know if he was what I was just saying. But yeah, his wife is white. But like I said, man, it's you can date non-white people or non-black brown people, but if you really want to get under somebody's fingernails with a sliver of glass, go on, get that white girl.
I just think it's funny, especially back in high school, how, let's say you did date someone of a different race, and it's always the black girls who wouldn't date you anyway, give you like the loudest. And it's just like, bitch, you didn't give me time of day no way. So why you even screaming? And it's just like, well, you didn't, right? I was like, well, I asked you out, you said no, so I asked her out. She said, yeah. What? It's your problem.
And that became a problem with me because I didn't have nothing in common with a lot of those black girls that were mad at me. I thought they were pretty, but they wouldn't give me the time of day. And what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? Nothing.
Yeah. And I mean, when it's all said and done, I'm equal opportunity, and I'm not even going to front. More people have come up to me, as far as more non-black women have come up to me, as far as dating or whatever than black women have. And it is what it is. I'm not saying why. I don't know why. It's just what it is. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
That's so weird, man. Because when I was out in these dating streets, man, that never happened to me. Apparently, I don't give white women the full black experience.
Bruh.
You don't?
Bruh. Come on now. I need you not to be doing that.
What?
I need you not to be doing that, man.
Literally, Ruben. In the years we've known each other, what, one white girl you knew?
That's all you
one?
need?
I'm just saying, like you like I said, out of all the women that I've ever been approached by at all, like none of them were ever anything but black for the most part. Apparently, I just don't.
Look at this, we giving you the gas face.
I mean, the one
you only know one.
The one you speak of pretty much put the full court press on you.
Look, man.
I mean, but you're not going to.
You're right, KBIQ. It might have been the red hair. Look, I can discount it because you're talking about one. That's a very small sample size considering like how I was out here in these streets.
Hey, man, I'm just saying.
I mean, no, I ain't give the full black experience, man. I guess I wasn't thugged out enough, or I wasn't conformed enough. I'm too in the middle. Fucking hybrid.
Oh, that's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing. You take that gas in that electric, huh? Yeah. Okay.
That's funny.
All right. So, that red hair was a turnoff. That's funny.
I mean, apparently it was, man. People don't like black gingers, man.
They could get that from their own race.
Wow. Let's go.
Man, whatever. Don't let Mo be fool y'all.
Once again, I said one. I didn't deny that there was one.
All right, as long as you don't deny that. All right. So while we talking to Moby, what's on your mind, Moby?
Oh man, I'm glad you started with me on this one. All right, so I just saw like one of the greatest things. Like right before we came on air, I just saw something that was like the greatest. It just made me happy. So I don't know if y'all seen the live action trailer to like the new Cinderella movie. I guess they remade Cinderella live.
Well, Amazon made it.
Whatever. I don't care. It's the greatest thing ever. And the greatest,
the black guy?
Yes. Billy Porter being the fairy godmother, as he calls it, the fabulous godmother.
Yes.
Oh my God. I can't wait for conservative white people to be pissed off at the fact that not only is the fairy godmother black, but it's a black gay male. Oh my God. This is the most awesome shit ever. I can't wait for the reviews. Like I can't wait to read these negative ass reviews because these white people are about to lose their shit for this.
Is Billy Porter the dude that had he did a Twilight Zone episode?
I don't know.
No, okay.
Nah. But you're missing the other part, Moby. Cinderella is Camila Cabello.
Once again,
hold on. Let me
they've done stuff like that before, but to actually make the fairy no. What I'm saying, they have experimented with making some of the main characters switched up, but somebody like the fairy godmother turning this into a black gay male. My God, there are going to be so many people. There are going to be so many people who refuse to let their kids see this blasphemous shit. I can't wait. I can't wait, man. I've never been more excited about a former Disney movie ever in my life, and right. I don't even care about seeing it. I just want to see the fucking reviews. I just want to see. Look, if these white people can go crazy at the Fantastic Four because Michael B. Jordan is the Human Torch, holy shit, they're gonna lose their mind over the fairy godmother being now the fabulous godmother. This shit is gonna be awesome.
He was fabulous. And Camila Cabello is Cinderella, who is Spanish. I don't know if she's American, but she's Spanish. So, and then the dude, the prince or whatever, is a white dude. So we got a whole bunch of stuff going on in that show. Like Amazon was like, you know what? We're gonna just toss this shit out, and we're just gonna redo it in the multiple colors that it should be done in. And I'm like, I mean, I'm kind of with you, Moby. I'm kind of here for it. I'm
You're
kinda
right. You're
curious.
right. The Cinderella redo with Brandy was one thing,
Yeah,
but
no,
that's like your main character, them swapping. And Brandy was so just overall big crossover anyway.
yeah.
That it did get negative backlash, but she was so big and
That's 'cause
also
of
so
time.
friendly. Yeah, exactly. But the fairy
Nah, man.
godmother being a
Ooh.
black gay male
He is
coming down
black and gay.
coming down saying, "I am your very fabulous godmother." The greatest gift I've been given in a Disney movie so far, because when I saw it, I just kept going, these white people gonna lose their
Hold on.
fucking minds.
But did you notice it's not Disney Cinderella, it's Cinderella.
Cinderella. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not Disney Cinderella.
Yeah, because
there's no Disney in it.
Exactly. But I'm saying Disney remake just because that's what we associate Cinderella with.
Yeah, but I don't think Disney got anything to do with this.
No, they absolutely don't.
Which is funny. And he is rocking that dress. He is rocking that dress in the commercial.
Bro, it's gonna be so awesome, because I just saw it and I looked at him, I was like, you know how many white people are gonna lose their mind. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there aren't gonna be some conservative black people who are like, hey, this is problematic, but they're not gonna lose their mind. Like, you know, there's going to be because there's going to be some conservative white person that literally is going to watch this movie with their kids. Their kids are going to watch it. They're going to start watching. And as soon as they see him come down and say, they're going to be pearl clutching. They're going to be ready to turn the shit off. They're going to be like, we got to go to the church right now and get you resaved because you've seen this blasphemous shit.
You resaved.
And they're giving it for free, basically.
Bruh.
Because everybody's got Amazon. That shit's free. You ain't got to pay extra for it.
Just Gab, I'm glad you got to experience it with us.
I'm gonna watch it when I get off. Now I gotta see, because I saw the IMDb and that is the Billy Porter that did that Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
so
bro. As soon as I saw I saw it like
I saw it today.
I saw it maybe like 5 minutes before we came on, and I was just like, oh, I already know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I saw
this
today,
is going
man.
to be awesome.
Because
it's all that's on my mind. I can't wait for these conservative. Like, I find so much joy in these conservative white people losing their mind over trivial shit that doesn't matter. But it just kill. It's like literally it just pokes a hole in their soul with a needle. It's not enough to kill them, but it's just gonna slowly make them bleed out. Just.
Wow, you have some passion about this one. But I will say this: as far as Dre from Brie, they've been working on that Black Little Mermaid for 2 years now. I don't know if we don't see it in a year, we're not gonna see it, and that's my opinion on that. And I don't think that's gonna be as big of a deal as this shit. This is gonna be crazy.
once again, it's not just that it's a black person playing a white role. It's not even just that it's a male playing a female role, a traditionally female role. It's a black gay male calling himself fabulous.
He is there for it. He is there for it.
And Ruben, I am here for it. All of it.
Oh God. Oh wow. All right, AG man, we got to move on because this is crazy.
I mean, how do you come behind that though?
I don't know,
because I didn't know about it until you started talking about it. I didn't know.
It's
I'm
fabulous.
gonna watch the trailer after the show.
It's fabulous, man.
He rocking that gold dress too, boy.
I saw the picture.
He is gonna steal the show in that movie.
He's already stole the show.
Yeah,
and I ain't even seen the movie.
It's not even about her no more. It's about him. It is completely about him. Guaranteed. Who like they showed the prince like 3 seconds of the prince.
Bro,
Nobody
you had to tell me that Cinderella was because I didn't even see her. Like it's like it didn't even exist to me. The trailer didn't start until he said, "I'm your fabulous godmother." I was like, "Oh shit, we here now."
Yeah, he overtakes everything. Like, yeah, it might be one of the best trailers this year, if not the best, because he overloads that whole thing. And like Moby said, oh yeah, like things change when you. It's like 5 seconds into it, and then boop, and then it's over. Like you can go ahead and cancel Christmas on the rest
Yeah,
of the
because
movie.
wasn't even really paying attention to it, and then all of a sudden I saw that I was like, oh, you have my attention now.
And he's loud, and he is fabulous in that. And I know we keep using that word, but that's the only word I can use.
That's the word he used. That's the only
Yeah.
reason I'm saying it.
And but it's
I
it's
was
so
I wasn't
true.
saying it. I wasn't saying it to joke or be facetious. That's the word he used, and I'm glad he used that word because that's the word that's gonna get him. That's the word that's gonna get that pearl clutch. Like, my God, I think the fairy godmother's gay. And
Shocker.
They can't
And
be both. Can't have both.
And he's got lipstick on, so it's even better. All right, AG, your turn. I don't know how you're gonna follow that.
Like I said, I can't follow it. I'm gonna go ahead and say what I was gonna say though. Ones and zeros are making us fat. And what I mean by that is I remember back in the day, enough to where there weren't ATM machines, but I still had like a little job or whatever, had my little money. And you had to go to the bank and kind of guesstimate how much money you were going to have for Saturday and Sunday or Friday night, depending on when you worked. Because again, there were no ATM machines. Digital transfers weren't. I think the best we could do was Western Union. That was the extent of our digital transfer of money. So if you go out to eat and you don't have enough money, then you either choose another spot or you just don't go. So, you didn't get that food or you didn't get that snack or whatever it is. Now, and I was thinking about this at work because now I go to the cafeteria, I pick out whatever I want to pick out all the time. I take out my phone if my hands aren't free, or I'll take out my American Express card or whatever it is. Boop, done. Then I thought about it. Everywhere I go, boop, done. Anything I want to do. I mean, obviously I got to pay for this later, but the convenience of being able to just throw your card up at something or slide it through or insert it somewhere and get what you want and not have to think about money, cash money, has made it to the point to where we can eat anything we want, anytime we want. And that's all I got to say. Ones and zeros, the digital transfer of money has made things so convenient that we're gluttons for everything, food in particular.
You're right, because with Uber Eats and all that stuff, man, it don't even matter what time it is now, man.
Exactly.
I can just sit at home, be like, yeah, I do want that right now.
And see, now you can subscribe to Uber Eats or Grubhub or wherever it is, not have to pay those exorbitant fees and get food. I mean, good food anytime you get ready, as long as the establishment is open. They gonna, like, if there was a McDonald's open 24/7, you wake up at 3:00 in the morning, you want a quarter pounder with cheese, done.
There are McDonald's open 24/7.
Now, well, I don't have one near me, but I'm saying if you living near one and you wake up, like say you hit a blunt and you get the munchies 3:00 in the morning. 25 years ago, you out back. Now you're golden. That's a problem. That is the dark side of convenience.
Bro, that should be a McDonald's commercial. Yo, hit a blunt, hit us up on Uber Eats.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? That's what I'm saying, man. It just is so easy.
McDonald's taking care of niggas with munchies for 35 years.
Just saying, man. Zeros and ones.
Well, all right. I guess it's my turn now. And to be real, unfortunately, I did the greatest thing ever this past weekend for something I do a lot is move. I moved again to another spot. As you can tell, this doesn't look like my old spot. And it's still got a couple boxes around, but we're moving in. Um, you know, I just decided I need to downsize. I need to downsize my apartment. I needed to downsize, not necessarily my life, but I figure I downsize in order to put the important things important, such as obviously this podcast, such as my career, um, and honestly, just and also my bank account. Uh, because it's time to, I'm doing that. I want to be doing that adult thing, like houses and stuff like that. And yes, Moco Cow, I was looking to a new house, but this is a seller's market, not a buyer's market. And I'm not about to give nobody money that they feel like they deserve in that house. Nah, son. What'll probably end up happening is I probably end up just building my own house somewhere or something. But when I downsized, I really thought about, I've got rid of a lot of stuff. I donated a whole bunch of stuff to shelter um, last week, which made me feel really good. Clothes and a couch and a whole bunch of other things that I didn't need. And then it all comes back to, okay, I went from a 1200 um 1200 square feet apartment to a 510 square feet apartment. And you know what? This 510 square feet studio apartment is kind of dope. I don't have half the stuff I had, and I feel like I have what I need and not what I like. So, I just feel like it's a new start, obviously. You know, it's not a new year, it's not a new me. It's just I got rid of some stuff that were kind of bogging me down. Now, with that being said, my friends and family are still awesome. I didn't necessarily do what a whole bunch of other people go through their Facebook. And if I don't talk to you anymore, that means I ain't your friend. All that bullshit, because that's stupid. Like, if I ever delete somebody on Facebook, like that would be out of character because that's dumb. I just feel, and then you're gonna make a comment about it. If you don't see this, you're gonna be part of my friends.
That's extreme.
Yeah, that's some dumbass Facebook. I ain't got no real friend shit. So when it's all said and done, I would say it's good to take the time to take a look around, put yourself and what you have in some type of order. And by doing that, you can really determine what's important, what you need, and what you want. Because you can want a lot of things, but you don't necessarily need them. And you can need a lot of things, but do you really want them? And that's just something you got to do. You got to take for yourself. Hopefully, next year I'll be moving into a house that I will start to own. Because you know what? I think it's dope that people own things, especially us black people, because we don't. We may own a car, but there are a whole bunch of people who don't own the clothes on their back because they got them shits on layaway or something, or they pay that joint monthly. But when it's all said and done, it's time. When you feel that it's time for you to take credit in what's the word I want to use? Um, you want to take a list of what's important in your life and what's not. You should do that every now and then. Get rid of some of the bad stuff, just like turning off your computer or your phone and kind of resetting your life a little bit. I'm not saying you got to change everything, but if you change one or two things to make you better, what's wrong with that? Because we all want to be better people every day. Every day you should try to be a better person the next day than you were the day before. As long as you do that, you're gonna forever be good. And that's all's on my mind today. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the podcast tonight. Um, had a lot of conversation. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Tell your friends. Once again, next Sunday we will not have a live show. Um, it's Labor Day, so y'all not gonna be listening to us. So go enjoy your family. Some of your kids about to go back to school. That sort of thing. Enjoy your friends, stuff like that. We will be back in 2 weeks.
Invite us to a cookout.
Yeah, what's up? Can I get? I mean,
invite us to a cookout. You know what
can
I'm
I get
saying?
invited? And yesterday, I do have a fantasy draft next Sunday, which I won last year. So get off my nuts. But beside the point, yeah, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, have a cookout. Just enjoy the week. College football about to start back up. Football's about to start up. Everything's about to start up, and COVID-19 still ain't going nowhere. So, hey, we all gotta do our part, and we all gotta do what we gotta do. Like to thank Mo B, like thank AG once again for being part of the show, and of course, look below. Follow us on our Twitter, on our Instagram, our individual Instagrams, that sort of thing. Also, next week we will be releasing the we want our top 5 episodes of the 2 years, or top 6 rather. So we'll be putting all that on the website, www.5minutewarning.com. So be on the lookout for that. We want everybody to vote. And once again, have a great week. Have a great Labor Day. Enjoy yourselves. And you know what? We can't wait to be back with y'all. So, peace.
You can send any questions or comments to FIVE Minute Warning 19 at gmail.com.
The 5-Minute Warning can now be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Breaker, Google Podcast, and Radio Public. Share, like, subscribe.
You've been listening to the 5-Minute Warning with Ruben Brown. Search 5-Minute Warning on the Spotify app. Peace.
Stay safe out there.